Today, we are here to commemorate the day of assassination of an apostle of peace and non-violence, Mahatma Gandhi. This day is also known as the Martyrdom Day in India and world around, wherever we commemorate this day. As a representative of Arya Samaj and a volunteer for Mahatma Gandhi Museum, it's my honor and privilege to welcome you all. It's great to see a lot of children.
Thank you very much. Before I begin, I would like to pray for the well-being of all suffering from COVID-19. As we all know, we are in the middle of COVID-19 pandemic, and what is most important is that everyone is safe, and please do practice all measures that have been recommended by your city, local, federal, and the state government. Okay, now on behalf of Eternal Gandhi Museum, Houston, I, Dr. Rakesh Agarwal, welcome you to the 2022 Shraddanjali program. What does Shraddanjali mean? Shraddanjali means that we are paying our tribute, okay? And today we are paying our tribute to Mahatma Gandhi ji, who left for us for the heavenly abode in 1948 on January 30th. So this is his anniversary, and we are once again trying to revolve our determination that we will continue his vision, we will continue his efforts in trying to bring peace to this world through ahimsa, non-violence.
Namaste. It is my privilege to be with you today as we commemorate. This is an auspicious commemoration of beloved Mahatma Gandhi. Today we are paying tribute to Gandhi ji and to his effective, powerful principles that changed the consciousness of the world. And with that said, let us also honor the many souls over the decades, as well as you connected here today, who embrace his principles and carry them forward. Today, in a world that is changing so rapidly, Mahatma Gandhi's legacy of peace continues to be needed and especially relevant today. So with this said, let us pray. And as we do, I invite you to take a deep breath and go within. God of many names, we open ourselves to a greater awareness of your presence in this moment and in our lives. We deeply appreciate your guidance for ourselves, for our communities, for the people of all countries, and especially for their leaders. We are grateful for the potential of increasing peace and understanding in our lives and in the world. Our healing prayers today radiate to all around the world. Infinite Presence, we trust that whatever the need, your illuminating light is leading to the highest good for all. Your divine love encircles all for whom we pray, and we feel deeply grateful. And so it is.
Namaste. These verses are dedicated to Mahatma Gandhi and his Memorial Day. The first mantra is from Samved 1:3. Om Sanah Pavasvasam Gavesam Janaya Samarvate Samrajanno Shadibhya. O imperial ruler, please make us pure. Be kind upon our cattle. Be gracious to mankind. Be benevolent to our animals, crops, and please shower blessings upon us. Om Abhayam Nahakaratyantariksham Abhayam Dyava Prathivi Ubhe Ime अभयं पश्चादभयं पुरस्तादुतरादतरादधयम् अभयं नोऽस्तु. This is from Atharved 1955. May the atmosphere make us free from fear. May both the sky and earth be free from fear for us. May there be no fear from back and front. May there be no fear from above and below. Om Abhayam Mitradabhayam Amitradabhayam Jnatadabhayam Parokshat Abhayam Naktam Abhayam Divana Sarva Asha Mama Mitram Bhavantu. Same Atharved 1956. May there be no fear from a friend, no fear from a foe, no fear from one known to us, no fear from the unknown one. May there be no fear at night, no fear in the days for us. May all regions be friendly to me. One more mantra from Yajurveda. Om Yat Prajnanamata Chetu Dhritischa Yajyotirantaramritam Prajasu Yasman Narite Kimchana Karma Kriyate Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Yajurved 34:3. The mind, which is endowed with the faculties of cognition, recollection and retention, and that which is the immortal light embedded within all the creatures, that without which no action can be performed. O God, may that mind be always guided by the best of intentions. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you very much.
A genuine and lasting impact on another person's life is a mighty achievement. To have a genuine and lasting impression on an entire nation and legacy that spans the world is rare. Few people in history can claim this, such an influence, and Mahatma Gandhi ji is one of them. My name is Zainab and I'm a part of the Ismaili Muslim community, and it is my pleasure to be with you all today. Gandhi ji is one of the most inspirational and transformative figures in history, and his philosophy highlights universal values that are common to us all. Growing up, I myself had a legendary quote of Gandhiji framed to reflect upon daily. You must be the change you wish to see in this world. And this quote became a guiding mechanism for me, as I'm sure it is for many of us here today. As humans, we seek to improve the lives of others, to bring a better world together. However, how does a single person bring this change? As we, as individuals, do we have this power and this light to bring this change upon everyone else that's here today? Gandhiji's life and beliefs are commemorated today to improve the quality of life for many of us here, along with the entire world. Our ability to care for, help, and cooperate is the cornerstone of human culture and one of the keys for transformative change. We cannot hope to transform the world till we believe that we are this change. He once said, as human beings, our greatness lies so much in the ability to remake the world. And it is not the myth of the atomic age as in being able to remake ourselves. If you change yourself, you will change your world. If you change how you think, you will change your environment. And while speaking at the International Symposium at the University of Evora about a true cosmopolitan society, Aga Khan, the 49th hereditary Imam and spiritual leader of the world's Ismaili Muslims, said, I quote, "The search for justice and security and the struggle for equality and opportunity and the quest for harmony and tolerance and the pursuit of human dignity, these are the most imperative values which we must work towards and think about on our daily basis." I leave you today with a final message from Gandhiji as we celebrate his life and legacy, that happiness is when you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate you letting me speak here today.
Om Agnimeede Purohitam Yajnasya Devam Mrityujam Hotaram Ratnabhatam.
I think I can do it now. Thank you. Yeah. I just needed your help. Yes.
Agnenaya Supathara Yasman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yoyodhyasmadjuranamino Bhuyishkam Te Namautim Vidhema Om Magna Ayahi Vitaye Grinano Vyadataye Nihuta Satsivarrishi Om Hiranyagarbha Samavartatagre Bhutasya Jata Patireka Asit Sadadhara Prativindhyamutema Tasme.
Mr. Atul Kothari, Council General Asim Mahajan, didn't expect to see him here. Directors, Board of Directors, Trustees, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today being a Sunday, a lot of events going on. Unfortunately, the Congressman could not be here in person. However, as already mentioned, he's a great follower of Mahatma Gandhi, having even visited his ashram in India many years ago. And he is a very big well-wisher of the Eternal Gandhi Museum, already been said. He has sent with me a certificate of special congressional recognition to be presented to the Eternal Gandhi Museum, Houston. On behalf of the constituents of the 9th Congressional District of Texas, I and that's Congressman Al Green salute you commemoration of the 74th anniversary of the martyrdom of Mahatma Gandhi, while promoting friendship between the United States of America and India, presented today, January 30, 2022. Al Green, Member of Congress. If I may make a request, I know Council General Asim Mahajan is a very dear friend of the Congressman. If he'll be kind enough to come in his absence to join me in presenting the certificate to the people. Please. Thank you.
Global warming is making weather unpredictable. Recently, for the first time in history, it rained on Greenland summit. Ice loss is increasing, and glaciers in Antarctica are melting. There are droughts, wildfires, and hurricanes causing disasters. Even Houston has experienced devastating floods. And who can forget Harvey? These incidents total to over 100 million deaths. So imagine how many lives could be lost in just 50 years from now. Probably billions, or even trillions. Namaste. My name is Ayushi, and today I will be sharing my thoughts on global warming. Humans are the reason for why the greatest innovations exist, but also why the greatest problems persist. It is shocking that out of all possibilities, human activities are the main cause for global warming. Mahatma Gandhi once said, in a gentle way, you can shake the world. I'm no expert, but I realize the only way we can solve this problem is to be the change. Firstly, reduce our usage of fossil fuels, the main contributor to global warming. Implement eco-friendly lead practices. reduce usage of electricity and water, and use renewable resources. Secondly, recycle and replenish. Forests are the lungs of our planet, and by destroying them, we're suffocating our planet and its people. We need to plant more trees and recycle as much as possible. Finally, bring awareness. It's a normal human tendency that after a disaster occurs, we become more alert and responsible. But later, we forget and go back to our old routine. We need to implement good habits in our daily lives to reduce global warming. All of us can make a difference if we act on it. Imagine an earth with lush green trees and crystal clear waters and skies. All of this will be lost if global warming is not controlled. As former President Obama said, climate change is no longer some far-off problem. It's happening here. It's happening now. Each one of us has to contribute and work together to eradicate global warming and make the earth beautiful again. Thank you.
Mahajanji, appreciate all the good words, and he reminded us if humanity has to progress, Gandhiji has to be remembered and practiced. Now, I would like to welcome to the stage Zikr Band from the Ismaili Jamaat Khana of Houston. The band is being led by Mr. Kamal Haji. Lead vocalist is Shabana Ratani. On keyboard is Kamal Haji himself. On guitar is Feroz Shukrikov Dove. Sorry if I mispronounced that last name. And on percussions is Zubair Feroz. They will be presenting the songs. First one, Lab Pe Aati Hai Dua, written by Alam Iqbal, which means I bless you from the bottom of my heart. And the second one, Allah Tu Hazir, written by Mr. Kamal Haji, which means God, you are present. Please welcome the Zikr Band.
Namaste. On behalf of Zikr Band, I would like to take this opportunity and thank you all for giving us this opportunity. Our presentation includes selected verses from some of our favorite songs, which aligns with the overall message and philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi.
लब पे आती है दुआ बनके तमन्ना मेरी जिंदगी शम्मा की सूरत है खुदाया मेरी दूर दुनिया का मेरे दम से अंधेरा हो जाए हर जगह मेरे चमकने से उजाला हो जाए हर जगह मेरे चमकने से उजाला हो जाए हो मेरा काम गरीबों की हिमायत करना दर्दमंदों से ज़ईफ़ों से मोहब्बत करना दर्दमंदों से ज़ईफ़ों से मोहब्बत करना लब पे आती है दुआ बनके तमन्ना मेरी अव्वल भी तू आखिर भी तू बातिन भी तू ज़ाहिर भी तू मस्जिद भी तू मंदिर भी तू रहीम तू रहमान तू मान के दो जहान तू नेहा भी तू आया भी तू करीम तू हुस्न जमाल तू कादिर भी तू ज़ल जलाल तू खालिक हाफ़िज़ कमाल तू अल्लाह तो हाज़िर अल्लाह तू मौजूद हर शय में तू ही बसा हर सू ही तेरा वजूद अल्लाह तू हाज़िर अल्लाह तू मौजूद हर शय में तू ही बसा हर सू ही तेरा वजूद अल्लाह 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 न तेरा खुदा कोई और है न मेरा खुदा कोई और है ये जो रास्ते हैं जुदा जुदा ये मामला कोई और है ना तेरा खुदा कोई और है ना मेरा खुदा कोई और है
Thanks to the Zikr band, thanks to the Ismaili Jamaat Khana for bringing such melodious music to the stage. Earlier we heard from the 10 and under speech contest winner. Now let's hear from the second runner-up of the 11 and over age group speech contest winner, Isha Nair. She is a 10th grader at Sai Ranch High School. Her topic was, what would Gandhi have done today in the pandemic? She will be presenting her winning speech. Please welcome to the podium, Isha Nair.
Good afternoon. My name is Isha Nair, and today I will present my thoughts on what Gandhiji would have done today in these pandemic. Mahatma Gandhi is unlikely to have known the word pandemic. However, we do know from his autobiography, My Experiences with Truth, he is familiar with the word epidemic. It all goes back to days in South Africa, where he records the plague-hidden area near Johannesburg, where miners lived. He writes that one night, 23 miners returned to their quarters with an acute attack of the plague. In chapters of Black Plague 1 and 2, in part 4 of his autobiography, he goes on to describe the efforts of a Dr. William Godfrey, a practicing doctor, and his associates, who rose up to the occasion magnificently, nursing the patients back to health by giving them their medicine, attending to their wants and need, keeping their beds tidy, and cheering them up. Gandhiji rejoiced in seeing the unfathomable zeal and fearlessness of the youth who had worked. Another story is when in 1926, Gandhiji permitted a wealthy industrialist from Ahmedabad to destroy 60 roaming dogs around his premises. This sparked a raging debate, and the Gandhiji's journal, Young India, was flooded with letters questioning the ethics of killing a living being. Gandhiji defended his actions by writing in Young India, "Perfect erring mortals that we are, there is no open course but the destruction of rabid dogs." Gandhiji considered a roving dog without an owner a danger to society, and a swarm of them a menace to its very existence. These are prime examples of how Gandhiji would have handled the pandemics in our times. He would have re-emphasized that unity is strength. Today, in this world, there are many exceptional examples of medical professionals, healthcare providers, lab assistants, nurses, and sanitary staff doing work that can only be considered heroic. We must replace these political, social, and cultural mindsets, all these false gods and goddesses in our minds, with these real-life bravehearts who constantly put their lives on the line to halt the virus in its tracks. It is time to be looking across the dinner table, holding these tough conversations to build progress and help us move forward. It is important to think of unity and togetherness in these difficult times. Looking at each other as equal stakeholders, we must take accountability for the injustices in the world and push ourselves further to minimize them and finally eradicate ourselves of them fully. We must also rejoice in the way that we as people have ungrudgingly accepted the restrictions imposed on us. The lockdown will remain with us, with hopefully sensitive modifications to help individuals in need for a long time. And we will complain first and adjust later. A new culture of private and public hygiene, which requires sternness with ourselves and our surroundings, must emerge from this experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Isha. That was powerful and so relevant in this time. Thank you very much. And the inspiration comes from Gandhiji. Really appreciate your reading of Gandhiji and how you pulled the inspiration from what he did. Thank you. County Judge is the top elected official and presides over the Commissioner's Court. On January 1st, 2019, Mr. K.P. George was elected to serve as Fort Bend County Judge. He became the first Fort County Judge of South Asian descent. Since taking office, Judge George has placed a heavy focus on youth empowerment and infrastructure. A friend and supporter of our Eternal Gandhi Museum, Houston, let's welcome Judge K.P. George. While he's not present with us physically, he sent us a video message and he will be joining us through a video message. Satyaji, if you could play that.
As we prepare to commemorate the 74th anniversary of the martyrdom of Mahatma Gandhi's extraordinary life and remarkable achievements. Let's all take a moment and reflect on the tremendous contributions he made around the world in our lives and our society, contributions recognized by his great principles. Mahatma Gandhi led India's freedom struggle through nonviolence, civil disobedience, and other peaceful methods. It is with great pride that we continue to honor and learn from a great man who made this world a better place with his tremendous sacrifice and teachings.
Thank you, Mr. Judge George, for taking the time to put that message in a video and sending it to us. A city's mayor serves as the executive officer of the city. As the city's chief administrator and official representative, the mayor is responsible for the general management of the city and for seeing all laws and ordinances are enforced. We are honored to have City of Houston's Mayor, Mr. Sylvester Turner. He is a great supporter of Eternal Gandhi Museum, Houston. He was elected in December 2015 and re-elected overwhelmingly in December 2019 for his next 4-year term. Please welcome Mayor Sylvester Turner. Since he is not present, he has sent us his video message that will be played again by Mr. Satyanarayanji. Sorry, Satya Nagarajanji.
Hello, this is Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner. Today we are commemorating the 74th anniversary of the martyrdom of Mahatma Gandhi for truth and nonviolence. Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy of nonviolent conflict resolution has impacted millions over the decades, and it's been adopted by peace leaders like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in America and many other thought-provoking leaders. I want to commend the Eternal Gandhi Museum, Houston, for carrying on the legacy of Mahatma Gandhi. I would also like to congratulate them for bringing the first ever museum dedicated to Gandhi to Houston, and that is slated to open in 2023. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Sylvester Turner, for the sweet, short, to the point message. Now, I would like to request Dr. Manish Waniji to tell us about the progress on the construction of the Eternal Gandhi Museum. It is becoming a reality as we speak. It is under construction, and it will not be long before we can open the doors to the public, a dream come true. Dr. Wani has been a trustee of the Eternal Gandhi Museum since 2004 and is actively involved in bringing the Eternal Gandhi Museum to the city of Houston. A graduate of the Baylor College of Medicine, he is a head and neck surgeon with a specialty in ear, nose, and throat. Reading Mahatma Gandhiji's autobiography, The Story of My Experiments with Truth, has been life-changing for him, and he believes the message of the book will influence many generations to come. Please welcome Dr. Manish Waniji to the podium for the update on the construction of the Eternal Gandhi Museum, Houston.
Thank you, Rakeshji. Albert Einstein once said, "Generations to come will scarce believe that such a man as this one ever in flesh and blood walked upon this earth." Namaste and good afternoon. Consul General Asim Mahajan, Reverend Mindy Curtis, Sida Bin, and our distinguished guest, and of course our precious youth. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is certainly a great pride and honor that I introduce and update you all on the Eternal Gandhi Museum, Houston. It's our tribute to Mahatma Gandhi. In our world, conflict is and will be omnipresent. Unfortunately, this conflict is generally handled with violence, and the result inevitably is an eye for an eye. And this will eventually make the whole world blind. We must avoid this catastrophe at all costs, and we must cultivate the universal values of peace, truth, nonviolence, love, and service. How? This cultivation has to begin within our community through education and dialogue. Our great diverse city of Houston is home to so many wonderful museums. Some focus on art, some focus on time and history and lessons to be learned. Eternal Gandhi Museum Houston will specifically focus on peace, truth, and nonviolence, and will be based on the life and teachings of Mahatma Gandhi. The museum will be a 12,300 square foot facility. It has been planned by the prominent architectural firm from Houston called RDLR Architects and was directed by our lead architect, Lori Westrick. We have teamed up with the talented firm from Kentucky known as Solid Light. They have craftily designed the interior with innovative multimedia exhibits and truly are creating the heart and soul of this distinguished museum. We have partnered with TDK Construction. They have specialized in commercial construction since 1993 and have completed more than 400 projects in the Houston area. The foundation has been laid, the steel beams are up, the project is moving forward. EGMH has been guided from day one by Smithsonian-trained museum consultant Brian Crockett and education consultant Honor Mormon, and has a prominent advisory board of well-known Houston philanthropists, led by none other than Miss Ann Chow of Asia Society. Eternal Gandhi Museum Houston is an initiative to preserve and continue the legacy of Mahatma Gandhi. It will be the first ever museum dedicated to Mahatma Gandhi in the Americas. The museum's message is a transformative one. Through practice of nonviolent conflict resolution, all the visitors, especially our youth, can be catalysts for change in their own lives and communities. Our vision is to see that every school-aged children visits the museum at least once before they graduate from high school, so they can be exposed to our mission of reinforcing these universal values of peace and truth and nonviolence. And with support from each and every one of you, we will establish a new civic asset for Greater Houston. We look forward to the grand opening ceremony to take place in the spring of 2023. The project budget is $12.5 million. We recently received a $475,000 grant from Fort Bend, led by the efforts of the Honorable County Judge KP George. We are awaiting a $3 million federal grant, an initiative that is led by Congressman Al Green. We invite each and every one of you to join us in this exciting and critical effort. To learn more about the Eternal Gandhi Museum Houston, please visit our website at www.egmh.org. Now, please enjoy a brief video regarding the architectural building, as well as a little sneak preview, a brief glimpse of what's going to be inside of the museum. Thank you.
Thank you, Manishi. That was powerful. What an excellent museum in the making, and what a beautiful and powerful. Say it again. Oh, construction video, sorry. Okay, now we'll be playing the construction video to show the progress.
We are here today for the groundbreaking ceremony of the Eternal Gandhi Museum, which is an initiative to spread the teachings and message of Mahatma Gandhi. India and United States as two vibrant democracies having open multicultural societies and shared values, commonalities in culture are natural partners. This museum also endeavors to promote educational initiatives, cultural initiatives, people-to-people contact and deepen the ties between both countries. I wish them all success, and I'm confident that this will further strengthen the relations between the city of Houston, India and United States, and spread the message and teachings of Mahatma Gandhi, which are highly relevant in today's world, globally and across to everyone.
Thank you, Manishi. Thank you, Satyaji, for bringing that construction update video. I can't wait until 2023 to step into it. So for the time being, we'll just do with the renderings of the architectural renderings. Who says sometime dreams do not come true? They do. We have among us Mr. Atul Kothariji, who dreamt of the Eternal Gandhi Museum, Houston, and made it a reality with a single-minded dedication and hard work. Atul Bhai is a CPA with an MBA from University of Houston and an MS in Chemical Engineering from Polytechnic Institute of New York. He is the founder, trustee, and volunteer of the Eternal Gandhi Museum, Houston. He has dedicated himself to taking Gandhi's message of nonviolence in mind, words, and deed to the generations to come. It is my honor to welcome Atulji to conclude the program with his vote of thanks. After that, we will have music from Ms. Smriti-ji, and prior to having the music, we'll check the mics to make sure that they are performing as expected. Atulji, please come to the podium. Thank you.
Namaste and welcome everyone. On this solemn occasion, one of the best ways by which we can pay tribute to Mahatma Gandhi is that if we can make a pledge to ourselves that you will do everything you can to practice nonviolence in your lives, and especially if there are any conflicts, then to resolve them nonviolently. So with that, I'll begin with the vote of thanks, and please excuse me, just in case I've forgotten somebody. I've done very best to include everybody. So normally when the vote of thanks go, based on what I've seen, the volunteers come last. I'll begin with them because they are the volunteers who have made all this possible. So, and before and after that, I'd like to thank, of course, Rakesh Agarwal for a fantastic MC job. Then everyone, please give a big round of applause. I also want to thank the performances by Saur Sangam School of Music, led by Smriti Srivastava, Zikr Band, led by Kamal Haji, Children of Devi Montessori School and DVS Sunday School, Arya Samaj of Greater Houston for hosting the event, invocators Ms. Zainab Khwaja Ali, Reverend Mindy Lawrence, and Acharya Suryananda, Consul General of India Asim Mahajan, Sam Merchant representing Congressman Al Green, former County Judge KP George, and City of Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner. Inspiring speech presenters Ayushi Kavedia and Aisha Nair. And last but not the least, Board of Trustees, and especially the audience who has taken the time out in their busy schedule to be here. Also, before you leave, I insist, have some snacks there in the kitchen and make sure you have those before you go. Thank you so much, everyone, again for coming, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Atulji. Appreciate that. Okay, as we wrap up today's program, I would like to invite Smriti ji from Swar Sangam School of Music to the stage. She, accompanied by her students, is singing Vaishnav Janto, followed by Raghupati Raghav. Spiritual songs near and dear to Mahatma Gandhi. Vaishnav Janto was rendered as a bhajan in Sabarmati Ashram, and it speaks about the life, ideals, and mentality of a Vaishnav Jan, a man of God. The bhajan Raghupati Raghav is a prayer requesting the Almighty to enlighten everyone on path of truth and violence. Please welcome Smriti ji. And prior to their singing, let's have a check of the audio system.
Om, Om, Om. It's too faded. Om, Om, Om. Increase a little bit. Put it straight down. Say Om.
This one is great.
Before I start Vaishnava Janato, I just needed to from all of us, thank Tathagat Bangaji. He's a very esteemed tabla player in Houston area. Everybody knows he teaches tabla classes also, although he's a professional in some other, which I don't know too much, so I won't open my mouth. But उनको हम लोग बहुत प्यार से उनके निकनेम राजा जी के नाम से बुलाते हैं, तो please welcome him also with us, playing the wonderful tabla for us. वैष्णव जन के बाद जब हम रघुपति राघव राजा राम चैंट करेंगे, तो I request all of you, after me, children will sing with me, बट आप सब भी मेरे साथ जुड़िएगा जरूर से। वैष्णव जन तो तेरे कहिए पीड़ पराई जाने पर दुखे उपकार करे तो ये मन अभिमान ना आने। वैष्णव जन तो वैष्णव जन तो तेरे कहिए पीड़ पराई जाने। वैष्णव जन तो तेरे कहिए पीड़ पराई जाने। Now we're chanting. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram.
Namaste. As Smriti ji is presenting Raghupati Raghav Rajaram, we'll be proceeding to pay respects to Mahatma Gandhi ji, and I will lead the CG and others can follow. Thank you.
और आप लोग जरूर गाते रहिएगा साथ में। रघुपति राघव राम पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राम पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। सीताराम सज प्यारे तू सीताराम। सीताराम सीताराम सज प्यारे तू सीताराम। सीताराम सीताराम सज प्यारे तू सीताराम। सीताराम सीताराम सज प्यारे तू सबको सन्मति दे भगवान। ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान। ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान। ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे भगवान। राम पति पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम पति पावन जय श्री राम जानकी वल्लभ सीताराम। जय रघुनंदन जानकी वल्लभ सीताराम। जय रघुनंदन जानकी वल्लभ सीताराम। जानकी वल्लभ
Once again, let's give a big hand to Smriti ji and her group. Thanks, Smriti ji. Thank you, Banga Raja ji, if I have my name correct. Thanks to all the students who sang such a melodious song for us and brought a befitting ending to this Shraddanjali program. With that, I would also like to thank all the audience that are online on YouTube watching us. And I'd like to apologize for the initial glitch that we had in providing the live telecast to this program. With that, this program comes to a conclusion. Please feel free for the snacks. I think the snacks are in the lobby. Yeah. Absolutely. Smriti ji, could you do that honor for us?
On Jhanj, हमारे साथ हैं प्रत्युष देव. Give him a big round of applause. He didn't practice. He's Raja Banga ji's student. And Raja ji asked, can Pratyush play? I said, yeah, of course. So he's here. Kavya Tomar, Haritra Chakravarti, Istavya Agarwal, and Anushka Dev. They are brothers and sisters. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.